With Gunther winning the King of the Ring this year and earning a World Heavyweight title shot, it does leave the question who he will be facing for the championship at Summerslam. The current landscape of Monday Night Raw is a little questionable when it comes to the balance of top babyfaces and heels. With CM Punk and Seth Rollins out from injury and not knowing when they're able to come back, that realistically only leaves Jey Uso as the top babyface on Raw, who quite honestly is a huge possibility to win this year's Money in the Bank. I could see Jey Uso cashing in possibly the night of to capture the World Heavyweight title just before SummerSlam, which leads to us getting Gunther versus Jey. The only issue with that route, however, is does that mean Jey would be a transitional champion, because I honestly can't see Gunther walking out of SummerSlam without the title. The current champion, as we know, is Damian Priest, who recently has shown some babyface tendencies, but ultimately is still a heel. So unless Damian Priest turns full babyface, maybe from a betrayal from the Judgment Day, it's hard to imagine Gunther versus Priest being the match we land up getting, especially when you take into consideration that he may not even be walking out of Clash at the Castle as champion. Though in my own personal prediction, I think Punk is going to screw over Drew again this weekend, and Priest will retain the championship, as the feud between Punk and Drew doesn't even need the title for how personal it is. It's also been a long minute since we've seen CM Punk on TV, which to me is a little too suspicious. I honestly don't think any of the Scottish wrestlers performing this weekend are walking out with victories, which honestly is such a bold move by WWE. We could really be in for a riot. Poor Drew is probably losing twice in his hometown territory. I think Clash at the Castle is just a cursed event for Drew at this point, but I do think that it would add a lot more heat with their rivalry, and by the time SummerSlam comes, Drew versus Punk could realistically be worthy of main eventing the show without there even being a title on the line. But anyways, back to Gunther. This whole Gunther situation in general is honestly pretty confusing, but the fun part about it all is that it's completely unpredictable. Gunther works best with babyfaces, there's no doubt about that. I mean, if you look back at his Intercontinental title reign, that's just objectively true. The way he just beats them up, and then the babyface starts coming back and gaining momentum, only to be caught with a submission or a powerbomb. I personally love the way Gunther's matches are structured, so if it really is just going to be Priest versus Gunther in a straight up one-on-one match, they better quickly establish Priest as a proper babyface soon, because if I'm honest, his title reign has been very lackluster ever since he cashed in his Money in the Bank, and he's been in this weird limbo of almost being a tweener, yet still a heel.
To be the world champion. I won't. I'm honored.
In my opinion, I do think Priest will ultimately turn babyface, and then we'll get Priest versus Gunther. But another possibility, yet very unlikely possibility, is Punk versus Gunther. Perhaps Drew does win the championship at Clash at the Castle, and we get Punk versus McIntyre a month earlier than we all thought at Money in the Bank, and Punk captures the title there. Though that all seems a little too rushed, and this isn't the old administration anymore. This is Triple H we're talking about here, and we all know he likes to plan things out for the long run. Perhaps the better option would have been for Orton to win King of the Ring, to easily set up Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam, because I do think that that match is happening regardless of Randy losing, and that way they could have saved Gunther's crowning moment to be at Bash in Berlin for very obvious reasons. Though the King of the Ring way better suits a guy like Gunther, so I do understand why WWE had him win instead, and like I said, it does create a lot of unpredictability. But be sure to let me know in the comments who you guys think Gunther will face at SummerSlam, and even let me know if you think Gunther will walk out as champion too. But now guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and take care.